Guys, it's June 2nd. KVK is coming up again. Let's talk about it. Couple predictions. So, this will be my first time trying something like this. I don't consider myself to be an expert in anything, especially not this game, but figured I'd do this just to attempt to put some kind of context around what's happening during this KVK. So let's get started. So on the wiki here, if you scroll all the way towards the bottom of the other, there's this KVK CKW results section. This is where normally I was documenting all the past KVKs and CKWs. All this information comes from the IB Diplomacy Kingdom Matchup Discord. If you've never been there, go check it out. Lots of good information there. But something brand new that I'm trying here is I compiled politicians' power rankings here. You should definitely go read his channel if you haven't. It's really interesting / entertaining, and everybody loves it. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. But just to make it quick and easy, I just took his rankings without all the context, and these are completely subjective, and you could argue against or for any of these, but this is the closest thing I found to like an official actual power ranking, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So if you think your kingdom deserves to be on here or you should be higher up, don't blame me. Again, don't know anything about these specifically. I've seen pieces of some of these kingdoms here and there. But yeah, so anyway, got this top 10 ranking, and he has a couple ties here at the bottom. And so below the top 10 kingdoms, I have the current brackets for this next KVK here, and I just put my prediction. And again, I'm not an expert, but essentially what I did is I looked at his top 10 list, and if there was only one of these in that group, which so it pretty much is, one per group, I just made that the prediction. Default, okay, they're in the top 10, they're not competing against the top 10, they're probably gonna win. And then I have a wild card selection here, which is who has a chance of potentially beating that kingdom based on past KVK performance or whatever. And then in the event that there isn't a top 10, I kind of just winged it based on what I do know about those kingdoms, or I actually went back and looked at the old results and saw like how often like that. So without further ado, here is my prediction. Now, do not bet money on these. They're probably gonna not work out this way, but I think it's a good starting point. So here we go. First group, we got 57, 40, 28, 25, 22, and 9. I predicted 9 because they're in the top 10, and my reasonings are a little rough, sorry about this, but I remember K25 was really strong. I just don't remember why. It's just like we're hearing that, so they're just my backup prediction. But yeah, K28 is interesting because Brandon's there, but I know that K9 is hella strong, so we'll just see how that plays out. Next group, we got K45, 38, 30, 24, 5. This one's hard to predict because there's no top 10s in here, and you've got two kingdoms that are normally pretty strong, and then they actually had more strong castles move in like right before the event. And so I kind of think this is a toss-up, honestly. I'm sure the people in K45 are going to think I'm an idiot, and same thing with 15, they're going to think I'm an idiot, but I think it's pretty close. I really think this could go either way. It's really going to boil down to how active are the rally leaders, and I have to give the edge in that regard to K5. K15 has some really awesome rally leaders, but they're not the most active either, so we'll just have to see. But this will be an interesting one. Two really closely powered kingdoms that don't like no attack policies and are very aggressive. So this one will be really fun. And I'm in it. I'll be streaming it. So if you're interested in that, you should check it out. All right, third group. We got 56, 54, 53, 46, 19, 16. 54 is number 1 on Polly's list. I think most people agree with that. The only thing that's a bit strange is some of the players from before left and are now in 56, and they're in the same group. So kind of hard to tell who's gonna win. It honestly could be either one. However, I think most people are still going to give the edge to 54 just because it's established and some other things. But I mean, Dragon's in 56, so we'll just have to see. All right, next we got 62, 61, 60, 51, 34-7. I just picked K60 because they were mentioned in this top 10 list here. I also know they have Runic Warrior, and he's like 1,700% stats or something, so that's probably a given. The wild card, I don't really know enough about these to pick one. I just left it blank. I mean, if you guys know of one, definitely let me know, but for now, I'm just assuming K60 will win it, but we'll just see. All right, next we got 64, 52, 36, 27, 18, and 12. Now, this one, there's no top 10 in here. However, I personally experienced some of how strong 64 is, and so I just went ahead and went with them here. I haven't heard of these other kingdoms. It's possible they have some people that can beat, but I know for sure that 60 buff, so I'm just going to go ahead and do them. Next we got 63, 50, 44, 37, 35, and 31. Again, no top 10s here, but 63 we were recently on, and they have a very high stat, very active player there. Lots of active, aggressive fighters. So even though 44 has Sin, I feel like they have advantage as far as being active goes. So I'm picking 63, but I definitely be wrong. So we'll see how that plays out. Next we got 55, 20, 14, 11, 8, 3. And this one was kind of interesting because K20 and K55 are in the top 10, and I kind of just picked 20 because they were ranked higher here than 55, but this could be another one that kind of goes either way. But I did go ahead and predict 20 just for higher in the list. Next we got 49, 41, 33, 29, 21, and 17. I picked 41 here because Russ, who is a really strong player, is currently here. There's also some other aggressive fighters, lots of active T5, and I know most of 49 has left, and I don't really hear too much about these other kingdoms, so I just picked 41. We'll just have to see what happens with that one. Next up, we got 59, 58, 48, 43, 32, and 6. K6 is in the top 10. And for the wild card, I picked 43 just because I know there's a lot of strong players there. But I do feel like K6 has the advantage. And then last but not least, we have 47, 42, 39, 26, 23, and 30. Now, I don't have a whole lot to go off of these. Personally, I know that K47 was gutted bad. But other than that, you know, I think I've been in KVK a few times with 23. They're definitely active, but I don't think they're super strong. So for this one, I just looked at how they did KVK wins, and both of these actually won the last KVK. And so I would say they were a toss-up. However, 26 did win more CKWs. And so I think just because they won more CKWs, I picked them as the prediction. But honestly, this could be another one that goes either way. I don't have any personal experience here. So yeah. Now, the last thing I just want to mention is I do plan on streaming from K15. I'm not going to stream everything. I'm going to try to do every single temple. And if there's any flag battles that are interesting, I'm going to do a record. So I'm not going to stream the flag battles. My fear is that people might be spying and looking at the chat or something, and I just don't want to do anything weird like that. So for flag battles, I'll just record and upload later if there's interesting, and then I'll be trying to stream every single temple battle. But yeah, I personally think that this is going to be a really interesting matchup. It's possible it's a total landslide against the kingdom I'm on, but we'll just have to see. And yeah, I'll just throw out a last minute little channel update, just a little bonus on top of this video. So I was working on the translations, but the mods at Fandom are making it difficult. They essentially want more content on those other wikis before they'll let me use them. So I'm pausing on the language translations, and instead what I'm doing is I'm just taking notes from my massive OneNote that I have. So, you know, I've got all these notes that I've compiled over the last year I've been playing, and I'm just taking every single note that I have and just throwing it into Wiki. And so right now my goal is just to empty out the OneNote and get everything out there on the internet. Then I'll kind of come back on the translations at a later date. I think that's it for now. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to somebody. Hope you guys liked this kind of content. Feel free to leave comments. I definitely appreciate all the new subscribers out there. And again, just if you want to chat, hit me up on Discord. And until next time, see you guys later.